Hello everyone, welcome to Naval's channel. Today is the second video in our Planets Through Astrology series. We are covering Moon and Venus today. So let's get started with the Moon. What is Moon? Moon is the symbolization of your mother, the planet which controls your emotions. Wherever the Moon sits, the emotions of that person are being kind of read based on where it sits in the Kundli, based on which astrological sign the Moon occupies. Your emotions are going to be uh, controlled through that particular location of the Moon. Okay. The characterization of the Moon are mostly emotions, your heart, your feelings, the way you think, the way you make the decisions. Are they more analytical analysis based, or are they more emotion based? That's something which basically kind of Moon helps us to make that decision. Moon also controls the house of Cancer. The if you look at the Cancer, the symbol of the Cancer, it's a crab. Where does the crab live? In water, right? So Moon is a watery planet. The house of Cancer is a watery sign, right? So the decisions basically, like Moon, the people who are strong with Moon, right, who have a strong Moon in their kundli, they tend to live towards water. They by default likes watery places, lakes, rivers more than other comparatively. Okay, so we can go into those details when we start analyzing the Moon through each astrological sign and each houses in Kundli. But on a very high level, like 10,000 feet view, Moon is something basically which is more tend to go towards watery figures, right? If I talk about history, so Moon, the Lord Moon had 27 wives. Okay, and then out of 27, Moon liked one wife more than others. And the name of that wife was Rohini. So Rohini became a nakshatra as per the astrology, and that's why Moon gets exalted in the in the nakshatra of Rohini. The Rohini nakshatra falls under Taurus sign, so that's why Moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is basically controlled by Venus, so Moon and Venus are really close friends. Other than that, based on where the Moon is placed, if someone has a Moon in Lagna, maybe like in the first house, we can definitely say that. And considering the Moon is not expected by negative planets and it is positively influencing the overall Kundli chart, we can say that the person by default makes the decisions based on emotions. By default, the person is more emotional over analytical. And someone who has Moon may be debilitated, or maybe a Moon is kind of afflicted somewhere, right? The person will be more inclined towards logical decisions rather than emotional. The Moon also controls your interests. For example, if someone has a Moon in water sign, let's say, right, there are different signs, 12 signs in astrology, starting from Aries, ending with Pisces. Some signs are more earthly signs, like Aries, which is an earth sign. The Leo is also an earth sign. Libra is an earth sign. So those signs, where based on where the Moon is placed, your interests in your life are going to be modified accordingly. If you have Moon in, let's say, Cancer, you'll be more emotional. You'll be more tend to incline towards like art, something which is more fluidic in nature, playing with colors. And then I'm talking about very high level scenario, right? And then you have a Moon in, like, let's say, the sign of Leo, right? What is Leo? Leo is like lion, like the fire of sun. It's a fiery sign. Fiery come earth, it's a mixture of those signs. So your inclination will be towards going into fights, going into like looking to rule a kingdom, rule the teams, rule the planet. So long story short, based on where the Moon is placed in your chart, your characteristics will be developed accordingly. So we will be having a separate video to discuss those through detail, like moon covering through all the astrological charts and the astrological signs. But for now, that's all about the moon on a very high level scale, right? Uh, okay, so let's get started with the second planet today, which is Venus. What is Venus? Venus symbolizes luxury, beauty, love. In a man's chart, Venus symbolizes his wife, right? It's a female planet. It is the lord of two signs, two astrological signs, which are Taurus and Libra. So, based on where Venus sits in your Kundli, your opinions toward those characteristics of Venus will change. Let's take an example. For example, Venus is sitting in your first house in the sign of Aries. What does it signify to you? As I said in the previous videos, your first house represents your brain. If you don't know that, you can go back and check my previous videos where I talked about the houses in astrology, right? So let's say Venus is in your first house, which represents the brain. What does it mean? It means your decisions you take in the life will be influenced by luxury, will be influenced by the way it looks, right? Uh, for example, you're buying a car. You will always try to buy a luxury car. If you're buying a home, you will always look for the way it looks, the way other people perceives it. Basically, the luxury, the beauty of that particular product, and that does not stop only on your things you purchase, but everywhere. Like the way you write, your writing, you'll try to make it more luxurious, make it more beautified. In the space you live, you'll try to make it more beautified. So Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces. It's the sign of Jupiter, and it gets debilitated in the exactly opposite sign of Pisces, which is Virgo. Last thing but not the least, the positivity and negativity influences of the Venus. As I said, if Venus is in your positive condition in your horoscope, for example, it's placed in a certain favorable sign in the house in Kendra especially, and it's not expected by negative planets like Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Mars, Sun. uh, it's going to give positive results. Like the love you have in your life will be platonic, or the luxury you have in your life will be for good. Now, on the other hand, if Venus is malplaced, malfunctioned in your kundli, or it's placed conjuncting with Rahu, Ketu, and it's not being expected by a good planet like Jupiter or Moon or Mercury, it may give some negative influences based on its when you're running through its dasha or antardasha, right? Based on the planetary periods of those times. The negative influences may be the love may have some more lust into it, or the luxury you try to get, you may not try to get it through good practices. You may try to achieve more luxury, more beauty through maybe some wrong practices, right? Those kind of things which can be seen through how the Venus is placed in your kundli, right? So this was all about today's video. We covered Moon and Venus. If you have any questions, just feel free to put a comment in the down below. If you like the video, please do subscribe the channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.